UndergroundVideoNetwork.com presents the We Talk Too Much podcast.
This is where the fun begins.
Comic books, superheroes, sci-fi, gaming, and everything nerdy.
That's it. This is just too weird.
Now, here's your host of the We Talk Too Much podcast, Mike and Richard.
And welcome back to this episode of Underground Video Network's We Talk Too Much. It's been a minute, so I'm going to remind you in case you forgot, I am Michael Boroff.
I'm Richard Catterjohn.
Rich, long time no see, brother.
Yeah, we were talking about that the other day, like messaging each other. You go, we got to do a show.
You know, even with the ease of access of modern technology, us being able to do this, man, life just gets in the way. And you have a fantastic reason for not being able to connect over like the last couple weekends. You had something pretty amazing last weekend.
Yeah, one of my animated films, it was more like an experimental type thing because piece of it was animated, pieces of it was like Atari glitch animated and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I made some of those glitches with Atari 2600. So if you get a chance to see that, these are real glitches from the Atlantis game. It didn't go in right.
Oh, yeah.
And so you know me, I just picked my camera and recorded, but it was shown down in the Hillard Short Film Fest. So I think I said that right. I always say Hillard wrong. But no, and actually I named it Transmissions. It was specifically edited for that showing, and it actually picked up I think a tie for best animation. So
So that's right. We can put on our website now featuring award-winning animator Richard Catterjohn. Underneath it, Mike Bohr participation trophy, because that's about as good as I got. So yeah, I am very happy for you, Richard. Very excited. Real quick, where can anybody watching or listening see your video at?
There's a version of it on my YouTube channel, the original Richard Catterjohn YouTube channel, and I don't have a posting yet on my website, but I will have a blog posting soon with some reasons behind it and stuff like that, because there's actually 3 different versions of that film floating around. So
nice.
Yeah,
So
it was my George Lucas imitation. I redid it 3 times.
Well, my creative vision wasn't able to be fulfilled because technology at the time wasn't catching up to me.
Well, it was only a month apart, but yeah.
Oh, man. So, yes, it has been a busy couple of months, and there is so much to talk about. But I think the big thing we've got to talk about, Richard, happy Ghostbusters Day.
Oh, yeah. 40 years.
40 years. Now, you know, for those of that are just listening, I'm sporting my Ghostbusters shirt. Yes, as of me and Richard talking right now, today is the goddamn, I'm gonna cry. 40th anniversary of the original theatrical release of Ghostbusters. And I gotta tell the story just real quick because I tell it all the time. Look, I have the memory of a goldfish. I can't remember what happened 7 days ago, but I can tell you exactly when I was 7 years old. I can smell the popcorn. I remember seeing this movie at the theater. I can tell you every little detail. For those of you in the Lima area, you're going to dig this. It was at Cinema 123. I can tell you which theater, when you walked in, it was on the right side, then the left turn. We sat midway down the theater. I had to sit on the end because being 7 years old, Dad figured I was probably going to have to pee or something. So I had to sit on the end. I remember everything. I remember the moment I got home. I tied I think it was a boot box to my back and ran a string to a flashlight. Oh, I was in from day one, brother. And it was which was one of those moments where it was like one of the movies I remember seeing with my dad. You know, so there's a lot of history and a lot of special feelings I have towards that movie. But goddamn, dude, 40 years. Yes. Again, bless the internet, man. Being able to see how everybody is celebrating, and when I say everybody, good lord, massive. The fandom for Ghostbusters. The fandom has always been there. I don't know if it's just that with be one of the few times I praise social media that we actually get to see everyone from around the world. I was digging this video from Germany of these guys watching. It is just massive. In the celebration they had in front of Hook and Ladder Station number 8 today. Oh my God. Massive.
And there's a ton of stuff. You had a video yourself with one of your Ghostbusters creations.
Yes. For those of you that are watching, just over my shoulder here is what I like to refer to as my PCVU, the portable containment and viewing unit. I cosplay. I love cosplaying. I will be the first to admit I'm not great at costumes, like the sewing and stitching. But man, when it comes to prop building, I put my engineering degree to good use. And I'm so happy with that. You can see my pack right here, my slime covered pack. It's been so long, Richard, since you and I got to talk. Since we're talking about Ghostbusters, we haven't gotten to talk about Frozen Empire yet.
No, that hit theaters a few months back.
Yeah. So, spoiler alert, people. No, I had such a great time because a couple of other Ghostbuster groups in the Central Ohio area, the Black Swamp Ghostbusters, we reached out to them. The Vandell Drive-In Movie Theater in between Van Wert, Ohio, and Delphus were screening Ghostbusters opening weekend and got a hold of us to come out, our Ghostbusters group, the Heroes Alliance. Not Heroes, I'm sorry. Love the Heroes Alliance. The Heroes for Hope. We formed a Ghostbusters division because enough of us have gotten together to do the move, to do the Ghostbusters costumes. We got to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire at the drive-in with my Ectomobile, the Ecto H4H, and it was amazing. You know what really tickles me is when me and our friend Jared Sunderland, we rode together. We got to the drive-in a few minutes, about 10 minutes. Okay, we got there about an hour earlier because I keep forgetting it's literally 10 minutes from my house. But when we got there was a van in front of us. Now remember, my car is fully decked out, Richard. I got the roof rack on. I got the magnets and everything on the side. We pull it behind this minivan, and all of a sudden, everyone in the minivan gets out. And there was grown-ups and kids that were as young as 6, 7, and I think the one was 10 years old. Full Ghostbuster costumes, Richard. For someone like me who saw that movie when I was their age to see, they came out, we took pictures. The guy who runs the Vandell Drive-In, we shot video together. It was an event for us. And I know we weren't the only ones. All across America, people were celebrating the release of that movie, and it was just a great time. And luckily, the movie was fantastic too.
Yeah, it really was.
I really did. I will live and die defend. You don't need to defend her. McKenna Grace, I dare say, is one of the best things to happen to Ghostbusters since Ghostbusters 2. She is phenomenal as Phoebe Spangler. I can't think of anybody that would have filled that role any better. The cast was amazing, but she stands out. And I know it's horrible, but for anyone years ago who would have used the argument about people bashing the Ghostbuster movie that shall not be named, you know the one. You know the one. Oh, people didn't like it because it was women. No, it was badly written, and these were four amazing women who are comedic giants were shafted. No, you can't use that argument anymore. Anybody who said you didn't like it because of McKenna Grace loved her character. Paul Rudd, come on, dude, Paul Rudd. Seeing the old cast in the new cast, this was literally like the passing of the torch. You know, Afterlife was like a nod to the originals. This was a literal passing of the torch. Absolutely loved it. Dude, we got to see something we've never seen, even maybe in the real Ghostbusters. We got to see the firehouse being lived in.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just the mundane stuff was fascinating. Like cooking pizza, you know what I mean? Doing laundry. Dude, the fact that their laundry, the washer and dryer was literally right across from the containment unit. Mwah, that's kiss.
And Slimer up in the attic. That was cool.
Oh my God, the return of Slimer. And again, Slimer proves practical effects, you can't touch them. Knowing that, you know, it was 90% of Slimer was, you know, a dude in a rubber suit, you know. No, practical always. Absolutely loved it. I think I watched it 2 or 3 times. Once at the drive-in, and then a couple times at the movie theater.
Yeah, I saw it at the local here in Kenton. I got a chance to go because I knew you was going to be busy with that, so I went up and saw it up there. So,
yeah, so many nice. That is one that really it begs to be rewatched because there were so many subtle Easter eggs throughout the entire thing. One of the things I loved so much, I don't know why I found it so just endearing, was Phoebe calling Ray Dr. Ray. I don't know why, but I love that Dr. Ray. Dr. Ray, God, that just felt so family, you know.
yeah, I like it that they were at the museum or at the library.
Oh my God, getting the curator, the library ghost, that was phenomenal. But in the fact that Ray was banned from the library, holy God, that was so. Just the whole idea of the Zedmore Industries.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That he is bankrolling the entire. Oh, yeah. Having Walter Peck as mayor not only was a great touch, it kind of made sense. You know, that was such a good movie, and I really can't wait for the Blu-ray to come out. Because yes, right now you can rent it / own it digitally on streaming service. No. I gotta have that copy in my hand, bro. I need those bonus scenes.
And another thing about the Ghostbusters stuff, on the Me Tunes network, they're going to have the animated series.
Real Ghostbusters, yes. Which is so underrated. That I think it was the first 2 seasons were written by J. Michael Straczynski, who, So that is one of those names. Babylon 5, anybody? I mean, the dude was amazing. And you can definitely tell his writing style, even in that cartoon. Because it was just like, children's cartoon, eh? Well, let's just slip this into it, you know. Nothing dirty, but it was over the heads of a lot of people that were my age when that cartoon came out. So, yeah.
Now,
And then,
now where's it going to go in the future? You think? You know, they got to have another one, right?
oh, God, yes. No, that branch, and again, here is where the internet is hurtful. I don't know why, but it was like the internet, not people like us. Rotten Tomatoes, Rotten Tomatoes. Dude, I read something they read where they literally referred to it as a 20 or $200 million bomb.
Right? Yeah.
Bruh, how do you, bruh, dollar bomb? No. But no, I definitely, fingers crossed. I I can't see them not wanting to do more. They wrote it, they left it so the firehouse doors are wide open for more movies.
Right.
Winston literally effing he's god damn it, he stuck at the text so good. Right there on national television. Yes! This is the man that helped these people bust those ghosts. Isn't that right, Mr. Oh God. I'm a grown man, not gonna lie. I almost wept when Phoebe referred to Gary as dad. Even right now. Oh she called me dad. Like, yeah, she called me dad. Oh.
Shout out to Josh. Thanks for tuning in.
Hey. But yeah, I really do. I can't see them not, but I mean, let's be honest, in this day and age, the movies that make huge amounts of money we never hear from again, but those POSs that Fast and Furious. Okay, I'm sorry, I said it. You know, have they gone to space yet? Because I'm pretty sure that's going to be the next one. You know, they're going to be drag racing SpaceX shuttles, you know.
Slimer in space. Yeah, I can see him wearing a space helmet.
Oh, yeah. In space, no one can hear family scream. Only thing I was disappointed in Ghostbusters, it wasn't the movie itself. Listen, there was no merch. Like, we got like a handful of figures for like a week. You know, there was hardly anything. When Afterlife came out, you know, they had some fairly decent merch. You know, hell, we had Stay Puft Marshmallows for the first time ever.
Oh yeah.
There was nothing.
Yeah, they're saving all the Stay Puft for the next spin-off thing or whatever they're going to do after they stole that semi truck.
Oh my!
Spoilers.
Oh, that was priceless. And that guy, the guy who played the truck driver, I can't remember his name, but the first time I saw a clip of him, I followed him. Dude, you want to talk about somebody that knows what they're attached to and is writing it positively. That dude on Instagram, man, anything and everything. Oh yeah, everything attached to that was great. Okay, here we're gonna be honest, Richard. Okay, the praise is the only beef I had with the movie, and I will defend it here in a second. The Ghost Girl.
Oh yeah.
And not for the reason, no. Aside from say seduce, but like tricking Phoebe into the whole becoming a ghost thing. I didn't hate it. I didn't dislike it. I just so indifferent about it. It was, and that was my only other problem is it kind of, her doing that character kind of took away the specialness of Egon's ghost. Just because, oh, that's a thing now? Okay. We have full body, fully cognizant ghost. And she spoke. Screw you, she spoke. We didn't get to hear Egon speak. No, sir.
Yeah.
That was my beef with it. You know, it was, but here's where I will defend something, Richard. The one thing, again, here's where the internet goes negative, is like, oh, Phoebe's too smart to do that. She's a Spangler. She would never. Dude, need I remind you, within the first 20 minutes of the original Ghostbusters, Peter makes a comment about having to stop Egon from drilling a hole in his head.
Yeah.
Dude, no. Phoebe doing what she did is family canon. That was a very Spangler thing to do. It was like, yeah, I could hurt myself, but it's for science. Sign me up, bro. You know.
Yeah. I hope they can keep it going. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing something continue from this.
And if you think about it, Richard, at the very end, it was all about the ghost escaping.
Right.
So they're pretty much back to square one, you know, busting wise.
Yeah, that's what it was kind of odd because, you know, we've done that a few different times. You know, I mean, I did understand that. So it just keeps things kind of, but there should have been more. I don't know. It's just kind of weird writing that make that work.
Yeah, because they all escaped in the first one.
Right.
Then fast forward to the second movie. Well, they're out of business because they did their job too well.
Right.
That happened. And then, you know, 20 years later, people like Phoebe don't even know anything about it.
I can see that happening, though, you know.
Yeah, the small stuff, but the one nice thing about, one of the nice things, the great things about Frozen Empire was they picked up the slack from the first one where they really acknowledged the second movie.
True.
They acknowledged the Statue of Liberty.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas the first one, everybody was kind of like, too canon? Because they never talked about, you know.
Well, they were set out in the West.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see some of it maybe being like hearsay, legend type.
But they weren't originally from the West.
They were from Chicago, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so I don't know.
The one thing here's the thing I would really love to see in the future for Ghostbusters, Richard. I want to see out of New York stuff. There's got to be ghosts in California, you know, in sunny San Fernando Valley, you know. Hey, get out of New York. Get out of your comfort zone, you know. Hell, have to bust a ghost down in Florida where the people are scarier than the ghosts are. Katie in Florida, I have family. What I really think, Richard, was, especially after 2, the idea or the possibility of more was probably off the table by then.
Yeah.
You know, the actors themselves were done. This has potential. I can't imagine they're not working out like the Marvel Cinematic Universe of, you know,
what they could do, what they can't do, you know.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, it's owned by Sony. Sony's got some different things they're trying to work out, so who knows?
This is true. Ooh, oh, you just broke my heart, Richard. You took what hopes I had and you reminded me. No. very possible. I think that's one of those franchises, it's Ghostbusters. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people all over the world. Hell, I guarantee if they came down to having the crowdsourced movie, they're making their budget.
Yeah.
Not to go off topic, kind of. Do you have anything else, Richard?
No,
Ghost?
no, it's just that's what it is.
But no, I just thought of this because you mentioned Sony. That new Venom trailer.
Oh yeah.
Come on, okay, look. I like the Venom movies. I really do. I like the Venom movies. They're popcorn movies. They're not films, they're popcorn movies. I am not the biggest Tom Hardy fan, but I enjoyed those movies, and that new trailer looks pretty damn good.
that the horse being venomized.
I was, yes.
I think they had to do that on purpose. That's gonna kind of convince a lot of people to go see that.
Oh yeah, there's always that one thing, and it was kind of like, hey, the fans were like, hey, we're kind of upset that we didn't get any kind of interaction of Venom with Spider-Man, ever, aside from that little lump at the end. What are you doing to rectify it? Look, Venom horse. Woo! Like, oh, Venom horse. It's kind of a pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Look at the horse.
See, that was Vegas where a lot of that's taking place, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. And because in the preview they run into Mrs. Chin in Vegas, and I'm like, I love her. Oh. So yeah, that looks really good. Which is sad when you think about it, Richard, because Venom is the only real comic book movie we have to look forward to in the immediate future.
Yeah, we talked about that other Sony release earlier this year on the last episode. And
I don't know what you're talking about, Richard.
Well, at least some of the stuff that was going to happen on Amazon is being canned and rethought out. So,
yes, oh man, speaking of God, there's so much stuff for us to catch up. But speaking of Amazon, the trailers for the next season of The Boys.
Oh yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, they're going in some explaining, because I know a lot of people just realized this is parody.
Yeah. Even what was it today, Richard? Our friend Allison Dickinson posted something about the one of the actors, the actor that plays Homelander.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, if you cannot believe in the concept of Clark Kent and Superman, you look up that dude in real life. Dude, that blew my damn mind. Because it was actually after the first season, or it might have been during the first season, because it was during COVID, when they were doing the after show with Aisha Tyler, where they were having to social distance like this, I'm like, who's this guy? He sounds, what is he, a director or a producer? And I'm like, that's Homelander. What? But yeah, I'm not saying trouble, but he got a lot of attention here because he posted something on Twitter. Posted something on the one in the spirit, in the tone regarding The Boys, in the spirit and tone of The Boys, where it was basically like, you don't want to watch it, turn the channel. And he got flack from it. And we're like, me and Allison were talking about it earlier. It's just like, tell me you've never seen The Boys without telling me you've never seen The Boys.
Yeah, that like drops in July, right?
Yeah, real soon.
And I think season 5's already been greenlit too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
yeah, we're going to go straight into this, you know.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that they're being filmed back to back. Hey, segue. Uh, Speaking of the boys, one of the great characters on the show is played by oh god, Quaid.
Oh,
Because I'm gonna say Dennis or Randy just because I can't not. Um, God help me out, Richard.
oh,
So while Richard's looking up something for because of my piss poor memory, as soon as you say it, I'm gonna know it. Dennis, Randy, Peter, Paul, Mark, Rubio. God bless America. God bless Homelander.
of course, you didn't come up. Anthony Starr.
No. The Quaid. The
Oh,
actor that
Quaid.
plays the guy Jack.
Yeah. No.
I told you. It's Jack, right?
No.
Jack Quaid isn't his name.
Yeah, Jack Quaid. Yeah.
See, I told you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to We Talk Too Much, where Michael doesn't remember something until the absolute moment it doesn't matter anymore. Jack Quaid. We have a great time. Jack Quaid, who's awesome, fantastic. That man deserves more credit than he gets. Also voices Superman / Clark Kent in My Life with Superman, which is the second season I think we're like the second or third episode into the second season.
Yeah, the 4th one drops tonight as we film this.
Yes. Which I haven't gotten to watch yet, but I will. God, that is so, dude. That is some fine Superman storytelling right there.
Yeah, I like how they're reinventing the wheel almost.
Yes, but in a very good way. Modernize something for a new generation of fans. This is the bar. This is the bar.
Yeah.
You know, subtle tweaks to the costume, chef's kiss. The dynamic of Lois, Clark, and Jimmy, tweak, just a chef's kiss. It's so well done.
And I like the anime style with the Americanization
Yes.
of it. I mean, I know that's really a cliche anymore, but I really like the style, you know.
Yes. Hey, Richard, spoilers for last week's episode. When he finally reaches for the show for the Fortress of Solitude and gets to actually talk to the hologram of Jor-El. Right. Dude, Jor-El flat out called him out. It was like, yeah, I tried talking to you 20 years ago and you hid. You ran away and you buried me for 20 years. I was like, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I was like, oh, you wanted to know more about your history? And it made such sense, too. It's just like, will you speak English? And I goes, yeah, it took me a minute to learn the language, which is one of the realest things I've ever heard in any comic book. You know, there was no Babelfish. You know, there was no, you know, it wasn't like the Jadoon on Doctor Who where it's like they scanned you and like, language assimilated. You know, it took him a minute to learn the language. Meanwhile, you're wetting your drawers and burying me in a cornfield for 20 years. So well done, you know, and seeing all these different characters from what we know introduced. Amanda Waller.
Yep.
Am Lane was her. So and one of the highlights, John Henry. Oh, the way they introduced him, that was, I was so happy to see him. And the fact that it was right under our noses to begin with because his niece Natalie, who we know from the comic books, I can't remember what her goofy name is or her nickname in amongst the I want to say the newspaper boys just because of the OG old Superman comic books, but that group that's working with Jimmy now,
yeah, that's
the newsstand kid,
yeah.
But that was her, and you're like, that's how you do it. It's such heart too. I mean, yeah.
And I like the fact that this year we get to find out that Kara might be coming pretty quick too.
Oh yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how they do that because she left as a teenager, so it's oh man.
No, I think they redid that a little bit. Wasn't she a baby too?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Yes, it was. Yeah.
In this version, she was a baby also because he talked about did the flashback to his brother and saving his cousin or whatever,
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to be interested in see how they do that. If it's going to be or it finds her as a baby, or she crashed somewhere off Earth and has been, living on Europa. I don't know.
Fell through a time hole and wound up on the Legion. I mean,
dude, I would adore that. But the other big thing we have to talk about, Richard, because it's been so long since me and you got to talk. Doctor Who. Buckle up, everybody. It's about to get weird. You and I have not gotten to talk since the premiere of the new season of Doctor Who.
Right.
And one thing I absolutely loved was I remember when we were first talking about it was just after the special where we were introduced to the new Doctor. Because I have such respect for him, I was so proud that I learned how to properly and respectfully pronounce his name, only to find out a month or so later that he himself had been pronouncing his own name wrong. Did you see that video, Richard?
No.
It was a behind-the-scenes things with him and Millie, where he himself, Nshute Gatwa, was talking about how to pronounce his name. And he tells a story about how his own mother called him up and said, "What the hell are you talking about? That's not how you say your name." So it wasn't Shute Gatwa. The N is pronounced in Nshute Gatwa. So even he was getting it wrong. Look it up, people. It's on the BBC. But we have a few episodes. I'll say. Well, here's the beginning of what I'll say, because it's not going to be the end. I love the cast. He's a phenomenal doctor. She is a great companion. We are only a few episodes into the first season, so you got to give it a little wiggle room. I have gone back and rewatched. I am almost completely. I am up to Jodie Whittaker with The Flux on my rewatch from Christopher Eccleston. So there's always a little bit of regeneration wiggle room, before they really nail down the Doctor's personality. That being said, I have really enjoyed the episodes. They are fun. The thing though, Richard, and I agree with people on this. It doesn't just feel like a new season of Doctor Who. It really feels like a new. I don't want to use reboot because they're acknowledging history very well too. A completely different feel. It always felt like with the other Doctors, all the way through until now, even with the different personalities, they still built off of the previous incarnation of the Doctor.
Right.
This one, it's a clean slate. It is a fresh start. And they did that on purpose. That was their explanation of the bi-generation is David's Doctor is going to work out. He's going to therapy. He's got a lot of stuff to work out. We're going to give him time. And Shitte's Doctor is he doesn't have he is post-therapy, which you're never post-therapy, believe me, I know I'm into. But you see what I'm saying, though. He is unburdened by the drama and trauma of his past regenerations. This is the Doctor that's coming in fresh.
Yeah, it's almost like they did break away from the past with this a little bit.
They did, but they still acknowledge the history very well, too. In the one episode, he acknowledges Susan.
Oh.
His granddaughter.
Yeah.
They haven't talked about his granddaughter. Well, I take that back. Capaldi had a picture of her on his desk. I remember some stuff. But here's a perfect example. Here's a perfect thing to think about. Look at his TARDIS interior. It's shiny. It's clean. It's uncluttered. But for people like me who know Doctor Who, the round things.
Oh.
The round things, man. I love the round things. Always love the round things. They're still there, so it acknowledges the past, but without the clutter.
Yeah.
That is what we're getting. Have I enjoyed every episode? Yes. Am I the biggest fan of every episode? Not quite. It's suffering from the same poor thing Jodie had to deal with. Great acting. Loved her. The writing? Now, the thing with the Maestro, awesome. That was a great episode. It definitely has hints of Russell T Davies, where, again, spoilers, sweetie. There is definitely something happening in the background. Susan Twist. There is something going on. They're acknowledging it. I got spoilers for last night's episode. They flat out not like. I keep seeing this person. I keep seeing this person. The episode has had good part. Okay, Space Babies. Great acting. Space Babies, Richard. Space Babies. They were babies. It was Look Who's Talking. Space. Boyd. But it wasn't great, and the whole thing with the bogeyman. Okay. One thing there, the other thing, Richard, God, I'm talking to you on this one, Richard. You're caught up, right?
Yeah.
Have you noticed that in every single episode, not 73 yards, because he was only he's cried every episode.
Oh, yeah.
Well, look, I am not, okay, hear me out, people. No, don't lose me. I am all for the aversion to toxic male toxicity. But when you do something over and over and over and over again, it loses its meaning. Every episode. Why? The only time it felt really, really fitting was Dot and Bubble.
No.
When he tried, God, and come to, I think it was Dot and Bubble was actually the first episode they filmed.
Could be. I don't know.
I'm almost certain of it. To those listening or watching, if I'm incorrect, please let me know. Be gentle. But that was so masterful. See, that is how a good episode. Someone referred to it as Black Mirror, and I'm like, no, Black Mirror. No, Black Mirror is Doctor Who. Let's be honest. You're getting it backwards. They're not. But a really good episode of Doctor Who should feel like an episode of Black Mirror, where it makes you go, ooh.
Well, the one when the doctor disappears and she doesn't know what's going on and stuff.
73 yards.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That legitimately reminded me, Richard, of Blink, where it wasn't a doctor-centered episode. It was more of the companion or wishful companion who we wish would be a companion. But it was suspenseful, the internet was going crazy. That was such a well-written episode because there were so many questions, and I know they did it on purpose. We're not even going to debate it. Like, ooh, what did she tell the people? We're never going to know.
No.
You know what she told everybody? She told them what was in Marcellus Wallace's suitcase from Pulp Fiction. We'll never know. And I don't want to know because it was probably for every person.
Yeah.
But, dude, the moment I completely lost my shit was when Kate Lethbridge Stewart skedaddled. I'm like, oh, there was nobody on the planet that should have had that should have affected was Kate, and even she was just like, deuces, I'm out.
Yeah, I love towards the end, like when she was old and she was like, it had that 2001 Space Odyssey feel to it.
Yes.
Because she knew she was coming to the end, but did she actually accomplish what she was supposed to do? Because, she saved things and changed stuff,
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of that timey-wimey stuff going on with her,
Yeah.
And now, how are they handling this? Because I noticed this year's episodes are like more alternative universe stuff.
Yes, and I really think that has a lot to do with, see, the one thing everybody keeps forgetting, I don't want to say keeps forgetting, a lot of people have forgotten was, after the toy maker set everything in motion.
Right.
We are not done with the toy maker. He flat out said that others are coming, and the person that no, like the maestro. Oh, and that was such a great moment of the black cord was when the doctor heard the giggle.
Oh.
When she came out of the piano with the giggle, he was just like, nope, I'm out. And it was real. It wasn't out of character. It's like the doctor is a he knows when something is wrong, and he knows when he needs a motor. And that was when I heard that giggle, I was like,
yeah, he went in the hide mode. He basically hid.
yeah. And it was genius that when he nullified sound. But the one thing about it that kind of took me out of it was it that, or when they went and they quote unquote met the Beatles? Oh no, same thing. The song at the end.
No.
There's always a catchy song. Does not fit Doctor Who. Now, if they'd have acknowledged that it was still like some wibbly wobbly, timey wimey Toy Maker Maestro leftover bad mojo. Okay, like if the doctor would have stopped and went, "What the hell was that?" But looked right into the camera. And here's the thing: Doctor Who is not a fourth wall breaker. Ever. And breaking the fourth wall like that. And this season has been kind of very tongue-in-cheek, winking at the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Doctor Who does not wink at the camera. And I mean that metaphorically and literally. Just, people were saying that, you can definitely see where Disney put their hand into it. I'm like, you try to argue it, but like the very first episode we got with the goblins, there was a musical number.
Yeah.
We have this musical number. I'm like, it just doesn't fit.
Well, like even on this week's episode as we film, he did that whole Disney theme when he went into the TARDIS.
No. I will argue that one. It wasn't Disney theme. It was Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka.
Oh, that's right. It was from Willy Wonka. That's right. It was from Willy Wonka.
I will defend that one because that fit. Rogue. I adored that moment because it felt very doctor-ish. It felt very his doctor-ish. It wasn't out of place. He didn't look at the camera, wink, and go, No,
because he was showing off the TARDIS. So
yes, and that is so doctor. That is so doctor. Is he has always done that. He has always shown off the like he'll lean on the counter and go, "Take it in, baby, take it in." He's showing off his baby. This is the
Yeah.
No, that one I like. That one fit fairly well. Going back to 73 yards, it gave me a blink because it wasn't about the doctor, and it showed his cleverness. That whole thing with her on the football field.
Oh, yeah.
72 yards. 68. God. No, that was well written. That was awesome. And I love the idea. Here's what it is, Richard. Here's what it is. Previous incarnations of Doctor Who, from Eccleston to Jodie, have always been sci-fi, science fiction.
Right.
This feels more fantasy.
Yeah, because we don't know the companion. We don't know if she's like mystical or not, because it's like ever since the first episode, we've gotten that little bit because she makes it snow.
Yes, and even they are fully acknowledging it because even Kate acknowledged it, because when she's talking to Ruby, she's telling her about, we handle this, and this, and supernatural, which is coming up a lot more lately.
Yeah.
They are acknowledging it. So I'm not against it at all. At all. No, it's the difference between, hear me out, Richard, Star Trek and Star Wars.
Oh.
Old Doctor Who, the old school Doctor Who was Star Trek, science fiction. These are aliens. This is the cloaking device. This is this. Star Wars, and I'm not fucking with midichlorians. The Force, there's magic. It's more, I don't want to say whimsical, but more fantasy.
Right.
This is where this season is going.
Yeah. Then it's been Disneyified.
And I'm keeping it with a grain of salt. It's the first season. But here's a good juxtaposition. Here's where Doctor Who shines and where it doesn't. Doctor Who should always feel like Star Trek, should always feel like Black Mirror or the Twilight Zone where there is a subtle message. They've always been great about that. But when it's blatant, it doesn't work. Hear me out. Space Babies. They flat out said, oh, yes, this division cares about the babies until they're born, and then they don't care if they die. A little heavy-handed.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with it, but a little heavy-handed. But Dot and Bubble, the social commentary about social media, and subtle.
Yeah.
It wasn't in your face. Brilliant. And even because it took that left turn at the very end where you think the main bad mojo is about social media, but when you really listen to what was her name, the girl in the woman in the episode, when you really realize why she wasn't listening to the doctor, how he looked.
Oh, yeah.
How he didn't look like the rest of her group. And when that switch flips in his head when he realizes it, oh, well done. Because did the doctor come out and say, hey, you're not listening to me because I'm a person of color? No. See him realize it.
Yeah. Plus, it was also the fact that he was older than them, too.
Very true, too. Very true.
Because that's how I interpret that, was because he was older. And it was because everybody on that planet was the young, rich kids.
Yeah. But go back and look.
I know. It was both. It was a little bit of both.
It was a little bit of both, yes. But that's what's great, Richard, because we're having a discussion about it. This was my interpretation. This was your interpretation. It wasn't in your face.
Yeah.
Whereas Space Babies was just like, they don't like us because we're born. The
booger man. Oh.
That was the other. God damn it. Now, look, I know that we're dealing with a new doctor. And I know the doctor is all about life. There is not a doctor before that would have given two shits about that booger creature getting blown out. It wasn't a real creature.
Tom Baker wouldn't.
Hell no. He'd have drop kicked that damn thing out the No. Eccleston? Once he realized, hey, can I reason with you? No. Boot to the bit, just out the door. He threatened babe out the door. It wasn't even a real creature like, oh, he's just misunderstood. No, this thing was programmed and genetically engineered. Kill the babies. Organic robot, When he cried about that one, I'm like, okay, dude, tell me this isn't going to be a running thing. And it ended up being a running thing. But again, people I really do. I adore him. He is a great Rogue. This was a great Rogue. Yesterday, that we're going to go spoilers on this one because this one just dropped yesterday. Have you watched Rogue?
Yes.
Loved it. I really did. I loved it. Him and look. I'm gonna, man, I don't want to hear anything about him and Rogue. You go back and you look at Captain Jack Harkness.
Yep.
Blow me. No. That was not out of character. The only thing I didn't like, here's the only thing, Richard, wasn't that he had feelings for a man. I'm not used to seeing the Doctor have romantic feelings.
Yeah.
Even River, he kept at arm's length, Of course, there was Rose, but
Yeah.
That was Rose kind of set the standard of why he's just like, no, I did the love thing once, I'm out,
Well, he did get married too once, but
yeah. But like I said, even River, the Husbands of River song. God, I love that episode so much. But even then,
It went by way too fast. I thought they should have built onto that a little more, but that's me.
yeah. But I will say this though, I really did like the character Rogue. I liked him, and I really hope to see more of him in the future. I just like that. I like the idea that there's cosplaying alien. God damn it! Come on, man. That one got me right in. That one hit me in my backyard. I was like, oh my God, they're cosplay.
Well, this is like last weekend when I was at the comic shop. I was joking around before I went to the film fest that I'm going to cosplay as a movie director or animator tonight. Because I had like not the normal, but I sort of had the normal because I wore my War of the World shirt, but I wore like a shirt on top of it, kind of being like a director.
That's awesome. I will say, okay, with Rogue, I did like how they handled it at the very end, where Ruby knows he's upset, but in classic Doctor style, he's just like, nope, onward and upward. She's like, you can't do that. He's like, that's what I do. Onward and upward. I was like, yes.
So what, we only got like 2 episodes left?
Yes. Because I know I'm almost certain 2 or 3 as of us talking right now.
Yeah, I know they're doing that crossover thing where it does take place in their continuity, but it's part of the 60th anniversary something too. They got an episode. Yeah. So,
dude, and I will shit kittens if this really does happen, but one of the rumors that I'm hearing is John Pertwee, who, if you're a fan of the TV show Gotham, he played Alfred in Gotham, the son of the third Doctor.
Yeah, third, I think, yeah.
There is a rumor going around that he is going to play his dad. He is going to play that Doctor. It had to happen sooner or later because the man knows, because this was a couple years ago. A picture of him in his dad's costume up the damn internet for Doctor Who fans. Because it was literally like, look, like, oh, how has this not happened how has this not happened yet?
Well, that's like I liked on little on that where a son plays the dad. A younger version of his dad is the Godzilla, the Monarch. Kurt Russell's son.
Yep,
it was a perfect casting.
Oh yeah, and it's brilliant when they do that. Brilliant. They're Doctor Who's no stranger to it.
Oh yeah.
Mark Sheppard and his dad.
Right.
And it was mind-blowing because his dad played him as, that was what, in my humble opinion, because I am a huge Mark Sheppard fan, that is one of my end-all, be-all, top 5 Doctor Who moments, was when you realize that his dad is playing him in the... I love it. Because me and you both are familiar with his dad, Rich.
Yeah.
Dude, have you watched science fiction before? You've seen his dad. But that was one of those things where it came out like slightly before I was like really in, like, I'm not saying pre-internet. It wasn't pre-internet, but it was one of those things that snuck up on me. We it was like, hey, that looks like that guy. And then that's his son. Wait, that's him? So yeah, I'm really hoping that they do that. I know we're going to get more information about Ruby's mom.
Right.
Why it's snowing, why she can make it snow. Again, I will always take the good with the bad, but I will say that I am very much enjoying the new season of Doctor Who. Has the writing been top notch every episode? No. Do I still get enjoyment and entertainment from every episode I've watched so far? Yes, very much so. You know, there is so refreshing to see the Doctor with swagger. I love that. That man, I do. I really, I like him a lot, and I like her too. And it would be so easy for him to overshadow her, but she 73 yards really let her shine.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I really hope she does come back. I know next season they have another companion. Why can't we have two? They've had two companions before.
oh
Why can't we
yeah,
have three? You know?
yeah. Well, look at Jodie. We had like four. Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, I've been watching some of the old Doctor Who's.
Oh
They've
yeah.
had more than one companion at a time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's really wacky. I've been actually watching the first season. It's been
Oh
streaming
my God.
on Pluto. It's like,
Yep.
whoa, these are cool, different.
Yeah.
But because that's like you were saying earlier about the granddaughter. He's got a granddaughter and everything. And it's different.
And they have done really well this season with. Oh no, Richard. Richard, the part where I had to literally rewind it because I lost my damn mind was when Rogue was scanning the Doctor, and David Tennant's face popped up. He's like, "Ha! Told you, shapeshifter." He's like, "No, keep looking." It was that great moment from like Matt Smith's first episode, where it's like, "Is this planet protected?" And they popped up all the videos of all the previous incarnations, and he did the walkthrough.
Yeah.
This was that moment. But did you notice, Richard? The War Doctor was there. Joe was there. We were introduced to that Doctor. Don't make me say it. I apologize. The Black Lady Doctor.
Oh, okay.
They showed her.
Yeah.
They showed her. I refer to Joe, which I love. Oh, I need more of her. But they showed her. They showed the War Doctor. I'm almost certain, dude. I had to go back and rewatch it. There was another one or two that even I was just like, who that?
Foreshadow. Oh.
Well, with them acknowledging Joe, they were acknowledging everything that happened with Jodie, with the Vision.
Oh yeah.
That she had a life that was completely erased from her because of the Vision. But that was a dope moment, and I loved when you could feel his attitude change.
Oh yeah.
Because he went from brooding to like it was that moment where he's like, oh, "That is so cool." It was like we saw the real Rogue, and goddamn it, the whole thing with the music. Oh, he's wired for sound. Dun 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 dun. No. Turns it off, Doctor turns it back on. Turns it off, turned it back on. Turned it. God, that was a really great moment. That's very, very hopeful for future episodes. Here's the thing: I can really just see because there was a couple other people that I talked to just today that are very not overly impressed with the direction that this new season of Doctor Who is taking. Justifiably so. I see their point. They're not against it for the wrong reasons. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. Space babies. Come on, space babies.
But that's like the British. That's like British humor, though. Trying to keep it in there.
Yes.
It's got that. It really had the Monty Python feel to it. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you got to remember this show is British.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I actually liked that episode, but that was me.
I'm not saying I didn't like it. Again, it was enjoyable, but I mean, the concept is,
I know.
babies. I did like the nanny bot thing though, where it was like the nanny filter.
Oh,
That was some good writing. Where whatever she said went through the nanny filter. Even the doctor was like, nanny filter. She had to turn it back on. But there was another one.
but
Again, what's that?
I don't know. It's just this season. Let's just see where it goes, and hopefully it wraps strong.
Yes. Go back and watch any of the episodes. The first season's Capaldi's a great example. They didn't hit their stride with Capaldi until his second season.
Right.
Because I love Capaldi. He is, well, when I say one of my favorite, they're all my favorite, but I really loved Capaldi. Going back and watch that first season, they didn't know what they were doing with his doctor yet. And when they hit his stride, he was brilliant. So yes, first season, and also not only is it the first season of Nishute, we know they're taking it in a different direction. So there's growing pains. But we would love to know. Oh, go ahead.
No, we'll just have to let it play out.
Yes. We would actually, everybody watching in or listening, we would love to know what you thought of this first season of Doctor Who. We would love to know what you thought about Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire. We haven't got a chance to talk to you people in a long time. We love your feedback. Richard, how can they give us the feedback?
The easiest way is just to go to our main website, UVN.plus. That's UVN.plus. That's the easiest way to go there. You can find all our social links. We're on Facebook, Insta, YouTube. Yeah, we're still on Twitter or X or whatever it's called. But yeah, just go ahead and just find us there, comment, send us messages, whatever. If you hate us, send us hate mail. No.
I did enough of that, dude. No, we would love to have a great discourse with you. It's been a while since we've been able to be anywhere out and talk to everybody.
Hey, we're not on Discord. What? We ought to start a Discord.
You're making me show my age, Richard. I've heard that word before, but
it's just funny.
Are we on the Discord? I know we're on the Facebook. I still love saying the Facebook to my.
This is the Gen X network. Come on.
Yeah. Are we on the AOL, Richard? I mean, you did purposely put the dial-up noise at the very beginning just to make me feel, well,
I wonder what that actually is dialing.
Somebody plays an episode, Herb's Pet Store in Paducah, Oklahoma, gets a fax. Everybody, thank you for listening and or watching. We love you guys. Rich, love you. Again, leave us a message. Let us know how you're doing. Rich, it's been a while since I've said this, and I know where I picked it. Oh my God! No, wait, sidetrack. I think I sent you the picture. Doctor Who ripped off my line, which I ripped off from Dr. Forrester from Mystery Science Theater 3000. So it's a circle of life. Push the button.